Hey guys, here I am at the God of War event. I'm going to be making my own axe. Got my coffee from PlayStation, thank you guys, keeping me caffeinated. Also, I'm going to be able to interview Corey from Santa Monica Studios, so I'm actually super excited. I'll show you guys what it looks like on the inside. Thank you very much. I also had to sign my life away and get some goggles.
I think you are going to be a little bit surprised, a little bit excited by what we're going to be doing today. I'm not going to spoil it all for you, but we're very, very lucky and fortunate to have two very special guests who travel a long way to join us here today. We have the God of War, creator director of the game, Cory Barlog, from Santa Monica Studios. And we've also got an old friend of mine, Rob Davies, from the studio as well, leading a lot on the level design for the title. Cory and Rob will be talking to you a little bit today, a bit about the game, a little bit about the combat, as well as also what we're trying to bring to life of Leviathan Axe. And then following that, we're going to pass over to Matt. Matt is a resident expert blacksmith and head of Piddly Works here. He's going to give a little bit of a demo of some forging techniques that used to go into creating the Leviathan Axe in real life. And then he's going to lead a bit of a more intimate workshop with you all to create your own ornamental Leviathan Axe. We might have a full-size version for you to take away. That might be a little bit dangerous, but I think you'll all enjoy what we're doing today. So without further ado, I'm going to pass over to Cory.
All right. Hello, everybody. Yeah, I actually just flew in from Norway, so we just had an event up there. So I might be a little bit jet lagged, so I apologize in advance. We are super excited. So as he was saying, Rob Davies is the lead level designer. He kind of wrangles all sort of aspects of gameplay and combat scenarios and puts it together in sort of one complete package. You want to say a little bit about it?
Yeah, sure. I love being here today because the axe is definitely one of the coolest game mechanics you're going to see in an action-adventure game. There's so many things we're able to do with it, right? From the storytelling, even lore, puzzles, combat. And when you take on something as big as, you know, Kratos as a character, you need like a super iconic weapon. And the Leviathan was one of those mechanics that we've just been able to come up with endless ideas for. I just remember from day one, the Leviathan axe was one of the coolest prototypes I think I've ever seen in a game. We were just able to take the ball and run with it. And so today it's kind of really amazing to be able to see us make our own Leviathan axe. So very cool and very cool stuff.
It's odd to imagine that when making a video game, we're actually going to make a physical version of what it is we were doing. So like I was saying, when we decided to sort of reimagine the way this game works, the weapon was one of those things we wanted to look at and kind of think about the entire combat experience differently. Foundationally, from a God of War perspective, we always try to integrate every aspect of the game. So, like Rob was saying, you can use it not only in combat, but in exploration, in puzzle solving, in interaction with the world. We wanted to make it more of a multifaceted kind of multi-tool that you can use. But from a narrative perspective, when I first started thinking about the axe, a lot of it was born from the idea of the two blacksmiths that you're going to meet in the game, Brock and Sindri. Now, these two characters are actually from the mythology. They're sort of renowned for actually creating some of the more iconic items in Norse mythology. So the rings that Odin had that would duplicate itself 9 times, so it could be super rich in gold rings. But also, everybody might know Thor's hammer, Mjolnir. They were the creators of that. And part of the idea behind this was the kind of thinking about Oppenheimer and Niels Bohr during Project Trinity, and this idea of how they look back on what they did and how they felt about it. And Mjolnir is a little bit like the atomic bomb of the Norse world, right? They created this thing that fundamentally shifted and changed the power structure throughout all the gods. And afterwards, they were so focused on the idea of whether or not they could that they didn't really think about what would happen when they did. So seeing that Thor basically turned into a complete jackass, which is pretty much like the myth. Thor was not a hunky Australian dude, I'm sorry. He actually was not a very nice guy within the mythology. And they realized, okay, this was bad. What we did was bad. And this is part of the lineage of their character as well, is that their relationship started to deteriorate because they started blaming each other. Right? Brock and Sindri saying, well, it's your fault that you did it. No, it was your fault. So they created the Leviathan axe to kind of balance the scales a little bit, to try to make up, I think, for a little bit of what Mjolnir had created. So this axe has a huge sort of connection to the history of the mythology as well as sort of the lineage of these two characters. And as you play the game, there'll be even more stuff. I don't want to give away too much about it, but it definitely has a sort of fantastic connection to the history of this world and its intersection through multiple characters throughout. So think about that when you're making your own axe today.
Sorry guys, we're just working on the logistics of making sure it's all ready for you. So welcome to Everly Works. We are a working blacksmith shop. This is a very historic part of, I guess, Sydney and Australia's industrial heritage. It's 130 years old this year. It was obviously made for building locomotives, so it's the scale of it is, you know, like the Leviathan axe. We're in an apt place to be making something so cool with such a good game, but it is a really expensive place. So I kind of implore everybody that comes in here, please look around, please ask questions, because there's a whole lot of stuff in here that it's not in context in society that much anymore. You know, there are still industrial forges, but not on the scale that you see here. So please soak it up. You know, while you're pondering the things that we do during the demonstration and the classes that you guys are all going to run through. Ask heaps of questions. Ask me questions. Daryl, everyone around. If you've got questions about the game and the acts and stuff, these guys are the pros. You know, they absolutely know what they're up to. So anything like that, head for them. But yeah, otherwise, please, blacksmithing related, I'd love to talk about it. It's my job and it's my love and passion. So yeah, I welcome you all and I'm really glad you're all here.
And just for fun, he's going to answer a game question and I'm going to answer just to see how well we each do.
Who gets to decide who's...
I don't know, it's going to be random.
It's serious.
Anything safety related, I'm totally going to answer that.
As long as it's true.
Right.
So we're going to start off the day with a blacksmithing demo. I might get Darryl if you'd like to turn the fire on. So some of the equipment we're going to use here is, it's called a power hammer. So it's an analog for what you would use a sledgehammer for. They had these traditionally, and I've traveled through a lot of the Scandinavian countries, I've gone through a lot of Europe, and what they used to have, instead of these pneumatic hammers that were able to drive up and down, they actually had water-powered hammers. So all of the blacksmith shops you see in Europe, generally besides springs, because it was really important that you were mystic, supernatural almost, because they were able to impart these incredible abilities into tools, into axes, and they could take something that was, at the time, was the forefront of its technology. So, yeah, they were very clandestine about their abilities too. It was linear, you know, father to son to father to son. They didn't let that information go because it was a real trade secret. That only propagated that into all these blacksmiths. They're into sorcery, they're into alchemy and all those sort of words that you hear about blacksmithing today. And that's why it came about. So fundamentally, it's force and resistance. We're getting something hot, we're going to hit it hard, we're going to spread it, we're going to use it in its plastic state. So it hasn't changed a great deal, which is pretty cool. It'll be sort of single file through there. It's very important that this process happens safely. It's really important that this process happens in the right timings, because as soon as you pull the bronze out of that furnace, it's starting to cool. It's going to recrystallize and you're going to get that solidification, which is obviously what we want, but not until it's in the mold. If we don't get a good pour on it, then there could be some troubles that we'll have to fix later. So it'll be single file through. We've got two tutors here, Daryl and myself. Geordie's another one of our tutors here at Everly Works, and he's going to be helping us out, taking the hot poured molds that you do and just taking them over to the slack tubs, the quench tubs of water, and going through a process called annealing. It's where you sink anything that's non-ferrous, you sink it into water and it softens. It kind of allows us to then machine it, work it. We've got some grinding and cleaning up to do, which you'll do for each of your own axes. So it's basically a preparation step on the way to that. So the workflow will be, we'll each go around the table one at a time. So one person will come with me, one will come with Daryl, and we'll take the crucibles out of the fire, and with a reasonable urgency, but please don't rush, we need to take the crucible out and just nice and gentle, consistent pour. So you'll see me do a demo, but just be consistent. That's the key to this. It's like driving a car. You're not all brakes and throttle. It's just nice and cruising. Once we've got one of those done, I'll just ask you to head around the other side of the workshop. You can come and hang out in this space, you know, soak up the game, have a time here, have a chat, because we will be going through that single file just so that we can make sure that everyone's specific axe gets the attention that it needs to get through this milestone of the day. Once that's happened, we'll have our axes cast. They'll have refractory on them, which is it's a high temp plaster of Paris, basically. So you'll then be tasked with taking that off, cleaning your axe back, and then we'll have little risers that you've got to grind off. We'll use our belt grinders, linishes around the corner there. We use those for all sorts of things, knife making, tool making, grinding faces and things. Not people's faces. Hammer faces mostly.
You were very matter of fact.
Of all of the plethora of ways you could come to apply with knives in this shop, that would be about the most abhorrent, because if you've ever had carpet burn, it's that. It's that times a million. So yeah, we've got our pieces out, we clean them up, we grind off these risers there. I guess there's an in and an out. We need to get that air and stuff escaping as we fill the void with bronze. You get that back, Geordie will bring it back over to you. Once we're cleaned up, then we're ready to handle them up. So I've got some spotted gum, great Aussie timber. It's a great timber handled material. I use it pretty ubiquitously throughout the shop for top tools, sledgehammers, you name it. So that's a bit of the process. Safety-wise, I need, as I said, if everybody that's not working, everyone's not directly supervised one-on-one, if you can stay on this side while the casting happens. Worst case scenario, a crucible gets dropped. Now, there will be a splash. It's the thing that it is. It's not in and of itself super dangerous unless we're all huddled around and we panic and trip over each other. So that's why we're doing it this way. So everyone over on the hot side of the bench, we're cool with that. Everybody else, your glasses on if you're standing at the bench watching, and feel free to soak up this area of space. If you move away from here, I'm happy for you to take your glasses off now. Bear in mind that there's stuff over there that's going to be hot, so you know, please look around, please enjoy the space, but be mindful that it can be black and it can still be 400 or 500 degrees C, which is plenty enough to go through you. It'll hurt like hell. So we don't want that, and I don't think we'll have that. If you move away, take your glasses off. If you're back at the bench, keep your glasses on. Sound pretty fair? All making sense? Awesome. How are you looking, Dylan? We got some mold? Awesome. So, Daryl, if I can steal you over here, we'll do a demo and we'll go through this process. George, if you can go a pair of tongs, grab a mold out of the heat-treating oven over there. Come over with me. Everyone's got their glasses with them, haven't they? And just as a formality, everyone has signed the waivers. That means, you know, I can evaporate into a puff of smoke should anything bad happen. Awesome. Good. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's in the black one. It'll be the smoking one. You can probably turn it off now. What we do is we preheat the molds. What that does is it helps with the flow. So we were talking about that recrystallization. It's really important that that doesn't happen prematurely because you get blockages. Because of the shape of the axe, there are a couple of pinch points. So you'll get to a place, particularly in that really thin part of the axe, between where the handle connects and where the cutting edge is. It's quite thin there, and if we've got a crystallization there, you get a blockage, your axe doesn't cast, you don't get a full pour. So really important that we do preheat these molds. Just helps with that flow, it helps the thing go. Absolutely. We've got what are called pickup tongs. They're round in the jaws. Oh, they're hot too, bugger. So 2 hands operate like this. So I don't know what other process you do this with, but crucible, nice and easy. Keep your arms tucked into you. You want that rigidity. You know, it's all about structure. Yeah, sure. I'm going to melt that down. There it goes. Grabbing it like this, tuck your arms in, nice and strong, and just, as I said, don't rush, but just be immediate, but not rushing. Straight over to your pour, nice and casual as you tip it. You don't have to pour the whole thing. We've got 4 crucibles there, and I've got another big 2-litre crucible there. So you might notice there's 10 of you. So you don't actually need to empty the crucibles as you're going. Just pour until you see the material start to bubble up, and then you'll be finished. I'll be there with you and I'll talk you through this. But just keep your eyes on it because you don't want it to spill over and stuff like that. There is a bit of a trap there, but yeah, best to avoid. So if you can put your glasses on, approach the table here and we'll do a quick pour. So I'm just popping the top of that riser. Thanks, mate. I'll leave those.
Safety third.
Safety third. Sorry, it's just banter.
Safety first.
Have some faith.
Sorry, mate. Sorry. So to pour like warm butter. So it's got a consistency that'll run to a lip and then it'll curl back. So a bit of anticipation as you pour. And as Maddie said, he'll demo the worst one and you guys will do the best one.
The other thing with the crucibles I find is it's easiest to grab it at the bottom gently and just climb up, because they've got quite a waist on them, so you just rise up to the top with the tongs around it, and it'll be much easier than trying to grab at it when you're going.
So nice and casual, nice and easy, just straight over, do a pull like this. A little bit of popping.
It's hot, man.
It's hot, all right. And that's when we know we're there. We've got material ejecting from the top. So it's at this point that Geordie will grab this for you and we'll head over to the quench tubs. We've got to anneal this. So as I said, we go and we put this in the water, we get the heat out of it and we soften it to allow it for you guys to be machinable. You'll be able to grind it up and do your thing from there.
So have any of you done any casting before? No? Never laboured it? Oh, welcome, brother.
So now, who wants to go first? Is it awesome? It makes it way easier than me having to pick people out and feel a bit sheepish about, you know.
Extra potential.
Amazing.
It just means there was a little bit of moisture in there, that's all. Okay. We fire them.
It means you've started pouring. It's your fault. I'll just be the inner monologue of everyone. It's awesome.
I know.
Glasses are all kind of foggy and scratched. So I'm hoping it's just white, pure vision.
Just got my ones, it might be a bit better. This one's boring. So you got clear vision. Yeah. Oh yeah, you can. Just watch it.
Oh, no, back to the grind. Back to you a little bit. That's it in that, and then in the far side.
I don't think there's any left.
No, that's right. You've got the solid. So we'll see if it got to the bottom of the mold. Yes, just take it back out of the door.
I know that's why all of a sudden I got nervous.
Who's next up? Perfect.
Alright.
So you got a pair of gloves? Yeah. These are...
I'm gonna take you around. And here's the game. So we're gonna be able to play. And I'm gonna take it around. So I did my casting and here's what it looks like. We're going to be hammering away, and you'll be able to see the axe blade underneath. Kratos!